Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Inferno Friday. This week, all the hot fixes are belong to us. Okay, maybe not all the hot fixes. There's still a few things they need to fix, but we got a lot of hot fixes this week, and the game's looking like it's gonna be in a better shape. Unless, of course, you enjoy farming chests for 12 hours straight, like my friends Noble and Mikey. But if you're not crazy like that, then I think the game's getting better, in your opinion. And I wanted to show you guys the blue posts that were posted this week with all the updates and updates to come. To start things off, I wanted to highlight this post from Nevelistus. It just went live, discussing some upcoming hotfixes and some live ones. Just small changes here, but they're important changes. The upcoming changes, Belial's not dropping the right loot, I guess, and players are still getting too many Mighty Belts and Quivers. They already nerfed this once. We're still getting too many Mighty Belts and Quivers. Those are upcoming. Already live, though. These just went live. They've increased the drop rate of legendaries within rifts by 25%. Thank you. Thank you, one, for increasing the drop rate in rifts. These should be the best place to farm. I think most of us will agree. And also for telling us how much you increased it by 25%. Thank you. Like, please do that every time, because it's so nice to be able to do the math without a million hours of testing. Just give us the numbers. Saves us so much headache. So that's awesome. 25% more legendaries and Nephilim Rifts. Going to make that a lot more fun to farm. And they've reduced the amount of chests in Core of Ariat, Briarthorn Cemetery, Battlefields of Eternity, and Crag of Eternity. These places where players were farming chests on T6, which is super survival gear, because you could get legendaries really fast that way. Like, much faster than farming, which is unfortunate. I wasn't doing it. I don't think it's very fun to watch on the stream, and it's not very fun to do, but I totally understand why someone would do it, even though it's grueling. So thank you for fixing that. And Demonic Vessels, we're using the incorrect loot table and now give less generous loot. So finally, doing rifts will be the best way to get legendaries. Now, unfortunately, it still looks like bounties are best to do on normal. But let's get to those in a second. Next up, I want to talk about percent damage on weapon. Droon, the MVP on the forums, made this post talking about percent damage on weapon not working. And a lot of people noticed this. People on my live stream were saying it. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen anything. But no, turns out the percent damage affix on weapon, that affix that just says plus 10% damage or something like that, only works on black damage. We're taking a flashback to Vanilla D3. Black weapons are looking better right now, but it's been confirmed by a blue post that there's a problem. They're going to fix it. But to clarify a little bit further, black damage is not elemental damage. So right now, your weapon, most weapons, have a little bit of base damage and then some bonus elemental damage. Sometimes they have bonus black damage. But that bonus fire damage, lightning damage, whatever, is not getting multiplied by percent damage affix on the weapon. And most of the weapon damage usually comes from that elemental damage. So the percent damage affix is just horrible right now, which people have been telling me. But don't worry, it's coming. There's a blue post here. They know about the fix. Let's see. They said, definitely not intentional. We are currently working on a fix for this and hope to have it out for you guys as soon as possible. Can't really make any promises as to when or how. Patch or hotfix said fix will arrive, but it's something we are aware of and working on. Thanks for report. So that's pretty good. Black weapons were broken like for the entirety of vanilla, and by the time they were ready to fix them, players were already too attached to the items. But in this case, they're buffing, so we're fine. Black weapons won't be the end-all of items anymore. Elemental weapons should still be good, but it makes sense why we haven't seen super high rolls on items very often, and those people who have had problems with the percent damage affix, now you know why. So fix coming. One more fix I wanted to talk about was Herodric caches. Actually, this was more of a clarification from Nevelistus, and this really helped. I didn't know this, embarrassingly enough. Herodric caches can drop any type of legendary except those that require Torment difficulty or higher. Now, going around the interwebs, most people were under the impression that Herodric caches can only drop the bounty exclusive legendaries, and there's a pretty short list of what those are. I've linked to it in the past. You can find it on Google. But it turns out, at least according to Nevelis's post, you can get any legendary from those caches. So it just must mean there's a very small chance to get legendaries that aren't bounty exclusive, because a lot of us have never gotten any legendaries from the caches that weren't on that bounty exclusive list. Either that or it's bugged, or Nevolistus is wrong, but those seem less likely. It's probably just that the drop chance of the non-bounty items is much lower, and so we almost always get bounty exclusive. But yeah, Roger Cash can give you any legendary other than the Torment exclusive ones, and so maybe they'll be worth farming. And then she also goes on to clarify that difficulty has no bearing on Heraldric caches, which is something that we found after some testing. Would have been nice to have this blue post before our testing, but we know now, doesn't matter where you farm Heraldric caches, keep doing them on normal, unless of course you want to have fun playing the game. But if you're like me and you just want to be efficient, looks like you're stuck farming caches on normal, and you can play Torment when you do the rifts, because that's where the legendaries are anyways. But you got to do bounties every once in a while, at least to get some fragments, and I really hope they buff that, because who wants to keep playing on normal? Definitely not I. One more thing before we get into Archon Recommends. Jake posted this post a long time ago, and Jake is a really smart guy, and I should have been paying more attention to what he was saying about Frozen Orb. As you guys know, Frozen Orb is the skill to use as a wizard right now. It just does way too much damage not to use it, right? Personally, I'm doing a full lightning build because all the drops I've been getting are for lightning, so I'm not using Frozen Orb. But even with all that bonus lightning damage, Frozen Orb is still almost worth it. And it looks like the problem is right now that it's doing its full damage on every tick. I can't say for sure, the math is kind of difficult to test, but it's supposed to do 393% weapon damage per cast, and it looks like it's doing about 393% weapon damage per tick. So that's my best guess as to what's going on here. That seems to be the most popular bug in Diablo, is spells doing their entire cast damage per tick. We saw this with Demon Hunters on multiple spells, including Trail of Cinders, and so that's what I'm guessing is going on right now with Frozen Orb, but it's really OP. So what does this mean? One, you should probably be using Frozen Orb, unless of course you're really committed to a non-cold build, and two, it's probably going to get hotfixed soon. I'm kind of upset I haven't seen anything yet. There's not a lot of talk on the forums about it being bugged, but I guess it's probably just because Wizards are really enjoying Frozen Orb, and they don't want it to get fixed. So sorry, Wizards, but it needs to get fixed. We need to nerf that, because it's really screwing up with builds. Everyone feels like they need to use Frozen Orb right now. It's really OP, but you know what? You might as well use it. It's bugged right now. Take advantage of that. Those are the hot fixes we had this week. They're definitely fixing things. The Frozen Orb is the only thing I can see that they're not addressing yet. So way to go, cleaning up everything. Looks like the game's about where we need it to be stable, and where farming is actually most efficient when it's fun. Where Nephilim Rifts are the best place to get legendaries, and the next step, I think, is just making it so that we can farm bounties on something other than normal without being penalized. So to wrap this up, let's go into Archon Recommends. This week, I'm going to be a little selfish and promote myself in the Archon Recommends section, because me and Nineball started our new podcast. West March Workshop is underway. It started last Wednesday. We're going to be doing it every Wednesday from now on, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. It was a lot of fun. We just talked about Diablo news, showed off a build. We're going to be doing some challenges and stuff. Should be a fun podcast, about an hour long. You can find it on my YouTube channel. We're going to be getting it up on iTunes and Stitcher and all that, thanks to BlizzPro, who kind of helped us put the whole show together. It's going to be one of their podcasts on their BlizzPro.tv site as well. So really cool. BlizzPro's awesome, and it's really fun working with them, because I'm kind of lazy and they do a lot of work for me. So thanks a lot, BlizzPro. You guys are awesome, and it really is an awesome site. If you guys haven't checked out their other podcasts, do it, because they have like WoW podcasts and Hearthstone podcasts and a lot of really good people working over there. Yeah, I'm really happy to be part of BlizzPro. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you'll stop by the live stream. We're playing this cool new card game that M. Cutler designed. It's a really cool way to do viewer runs, but check that out on the live stream. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific, pretty much every day. I'll be there playing with you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. I'll have another one for you soon.